Descriptive adjectives in French describe nouns and indicate qualities like color, size, shape, personality, and more, like saying un livre intéressant and une maison blanche. However, French adjectives must agree in gender and number with the noun they describe, and the rules are based on adding endings to adjectives to match the gender and number. Unlike English, French adjectives are generally placed after nouns, but some common short adjectives often come before the noun. I will explain this concept a bit later. If a noun is masculine and singular, an adjective will be in its base dictionary form, like un livre vert. If a noun is feminine and singular, an adjective will get the ending e, which is common in feminine entities in French, like une maison verte. If a noun is masculine and plural, an adjective will get is, like des livres verts. And if a noun is feminine and plural, an adjective will end in is, like des maisons vertes. If an adjective already ends in e, which is a masculine form, don't add another one for the feminine, like un homme rapide, une femme rapide. If an adjective already ends in is or ix, which is a masculine plural form, don't add another is, like un garçon sérieux, des garçons sérieux. Still, common irregular forms also exist in French, and adjectives in this case will change dramatically. Some irregular adjectives are un homme heureux, une femme heureuse, un élève attentif, une élève attentive, un appel cruel, une décision cruelle, un frère cher, une sœur chère, un garçon mignon, une fille mignonne, un loup neuf, une maison neuve. Even though there are many examples to remember, once you get used to the patterns, using irregular adjectives will be simple. Now, we can see how short adjectives can be placed before nouns. These are usually related to beauty, age, number, goodness, and size, using the acronym BANGS. When you find adjectives that fall into the BANGS category, they will be put before the noun they describe, like un beau jardin, une petite maison, un bon repas. In special cases, some BANGS adjectives have irregular forms when placed before a masculine singular noun starting with a vowel or silent ash, like un bel homme, a handsome man, un vieil ami, an old friend, un nouvel appartement, a new apartment. When it comes to adjectives of color, they're usually placed after nouns, and the agreement works the same way. Un chapeau rouge, des chapeaux rouges, une jupe blanche, des jupes blanches. However, some color adjectives are invariable, like orange and marron, un pull marron, des pulls marrons. When combining colors, both adjectives remain invariable. Une chemise bleu clair, a light blue shirt. De chaussures rouge foncé, dark red shoes. Moreover, some adjectives change meaning depending on whether they are before or after the noun, like ancien. If ancien is placed before a noun, it may mean former, but if it's after, it means old or aged. The same can be said about cher. When placed before, it means dear, but if after, it means expensive. The adjective pauvre is similar. When placed before, it means unfortunate, but when placed after, it means poor. Furthermore, sometimes past participles act like adjectives, and they also agree in gender and number, like une porte fermée, a closed door, de fleurs fanées, wilted flowers. However, as part of compound tenses, agreement rules follow a different logic, like past participle agreement, but that's a topic for a future video. At the same time, it's possible to use adjectives as nouns, where French allows adjectives to replace nouns when the meaning is clear, like les pauvres, the poor people, un ancien, a veteran. Here, adjectives act like nouns, and they still reflect gender and number. Similarly, we can make adverbs from adjectives by adding -ment most of the time, which is a general pattern, because such words are not exactly adjectives anymore, but closely related, like lentement, slow, slowly, heureusement, happy, happily, doucement, soft, softly. Some irregular ones are bon, bien, good, well, mauvais, mal, bad, badly, or bad. As for some conclusive notes, you should know that some adjectives can carry connotation differences depending on order, because there are more subtle ones, like certain, un certain charme, a certain or specific charm, versus une vérité certaine, a sure truth. In spoken French, regional and stylistic nuances also exist, where people sometimes simplify agreement, like dropping plural is in speech, because it's often silent. In poetry and older French, adjective placement can be freer and more flexible for rhythm or emphasis, but it's not something we need to show. Overall, this is how descriptive adjectives fully work in French,